All right, ready to go?
Yes.
All right, welcome back to another 5K Tennis podcast. This is a direct continuation of our last show, which was our first show of the 2019 season. There will be a link that should pop up on the screen, top right-hand corner, I think, in case you missed it and just wish to catch up. Otherwise, let's jump right back in.
Yeah.
Ready to go?
Definitely.
All right, here we go. Let's go. By the way, don't forget about the tennis racket giveaway for the Australian Open. There should be a link that will pop up in the corner as well, so you can see the rules for our every major tennis racket giveaway. So that way you'll know the rules, when to put your picks in, and then where to put them. All right, so don't forget to check out that link as well. All right, let's roll. So I want to start this show with a quick shout out to Millennium 13 Constantine. The last show, Carla and I, discussed coaching moves and players without coaches in of themselves, or coachless players. Carla brought up the fact that Andre Agassi was coaching Grigor Dimitrov, and she brought up as well that she would love to see Steffi Graf, a wonderful player, be involved in coaching with somebody.
Yes.
So what I want to do is I want to give Millennium 13 Constantine a direct shout out, but I would also like to read the quote that I will assign comment of the day from the previous show. If you're new to this channel, we always do a comment of the day from the previous show, and then we read that comment. So I'm going to quote, or we are going to quote Millennium 13 Constantine's comment that he made in a direct correlation to Carla's mentioning Steffi Graf. Quote, Steffi Graf was actively present in all practices of Grigor and Agassi in Las Vegas in the preseason.
Yes. Well, that's great to hear. I mean, I'm
Great
glad. I think she's going to make a big difference in his game. I think she'll help him out more than Agassi, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree here. Again, Grigor is the one-handed backhand, and Steffi, of course, epitomizes that. So I must say thank you very much to Millennium 13 for that quote. And I think he as well said, who better to teach the one-hander than Steffi Graf.
Well, she'll definitely improve his slice. I mean, she didn't hit that many backhands, but she did slice, and it was a wicked slice.
All right, so again, thank you very much, Constantine or Millennium 13, for that comment of the day. Very well done, and an absolute great information nugget for us.
Good to hear from you.
Good to hear from you, bro.
Yes.
So let's start right there, by the way. So you have given us our first topic, Millennium 13. So how does Grigor Dimitrov do? Can Graf and Agassi finally get him to turn the corner after all these years?
I think we'll see an improved Dimitrov. I think if he gets rid of the girls and forgets about this being a superstar and listens to them, or more of Steffi Graf, I think that he will get further into the slams and even maybe surprise us and get to another final.
I would love this. Again, I mentioned this a lot last year. I had Dimitrov on a lot of my fantasy teams last year, and I followed his game for a very long time. At first, I thought he would be one of the next best things, if not the best thing.
Last year, he lost in the first round of the Australian Open, but I think he faced
Wawrinka
in two Grand Slams.
Yeah, so he had, if I remember correctly, he met Wawrinka in the first round of the Australian
and Wimbledon.
Yes.
Yes.
So, or maybe it was the French.
No,
Wimbledon.
it was Australian and Wimbledon.
So my quick thoughts on that are, I think what we'll probably see is the same Grigor, no matter who's coaching him. I know she disagrees with me.
I do.
But let's see what happens. What are your comments? How does Grigor do, or that is Dimitrov? Will this make him a better player, or focus more on the strategic points in the game and less off-court issues? Moving forward, Garbine Muguruza loses to Kerber in 3 sets at the Hoffman Cup. Is this indicative of another great year from Kerber?
I think so. Kerber looks strong. I was watching her play that match with Muguruza. I mean, I think she'll win another Grand Slam. I mean, she still looks in form, has a new coach, she's strong, and she's a lefty. That's tough.
I agree with Carla here. Kerber looked very good. She doesn't, for me, look like she lost a step from her amazing year last year. She looks great. So I agree with Carla on this one. What do you think? How will Kerber do this year? Will she win one slam? Will she win multiple?
I think she'll win at least one.
I agree. Moving forward to Muguruza, though, is this another down year for Muguruza based on this 3-set loss to Kerber. Will she ever find her top form again?
I think she won the 2 slams that she needed for her career. I don't think we'll see any more slams from her. She just looks fragile. She needs to put some muscle on. I just don't see it. I don't see the hunger in her.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with Carla on this one as well. Over time, we see so many women's players that get to the top of the game. They win that slam, the first slam or the second slam. I think Garbine has won 2. They win that slam, and then they just tend to fade away, and they never can. They hang around for a while after that, but they just kind of fade away. I would love to see her do very well this year. However, I think the last big female that I was a fan of was Ivanovic, who won Lonely French, and then she just kind of faded away. I know she's doing well personally, is married, and everything else, and good for her.
Hey, 1 Grand Slam, many of us wish we had one.
Yeah, but I wish I had an ATP 250, just saying, but I think we do this show to talk about the best of the best.
Well, at least I won't be hearing Muguruza anymore, so that's great for me.
There you go. Anyway, I don't think Muguruza wins a slam this year. What are your comments? What do you think? Stefano Tsitsipas loses in the Hopman Cup to Norrie. Cameron Norrie, the young British kid. On the last show, Carla and I mentioned that there were important matches for young players to win. And then there were some matches at these smaller tournaments as warm-ups for majors for the more major players that aren't that important if they win or lose early. I call this one a prime example of a match that a young next generation player should have won. I think these matches are for building confidence. I think if Djokovic lost to Norrie or Federer lost to Norrie, may not be that big of a deal because, again, they've been around, they've got so much experience. But for Tsitsipas, a young, upcoming, potential hotshot next-gen player, lose to Norrie, regardless if it's a country versus country type tournament, I think it's going to hurt his confidence for this year. I don't think Stefanos shows any signs of being more hungry than he did last year based upon what I saw from this match.
I completely disagree with you, Justin. It's, again, the Hopman Cup. It's a round robin. It could have gone either way. This match does not matter for Tsitsipas. Maybe for Corey it did, but not for Tsitsipas. So I disagree with you on this one. He doesn't need to play a lot. His body's still not ready for those long matches.
Disagree with 100% moving forward. What are your thoughts? Does this hurt Tsitsipas' confidence? And what about Norrie? Does it help his? Moving forward, Novak Djokovic beats Anderson for a title in Abu Dhabi. I say great for him, but I personally would have rather him either won this match quickly or gone ahead and handed it over to Kevin Anderson for the title here. I think he went deep into 3 sets, 2.5 hours, I think, and I'll explain. There's a link that's going to pop up here on this video that Carla and I did last year where Carla came to the table painted up in Novak Djokovic t-shirt, I love Nole on her face, down her arms, on her face, everywhere. And that was what the viewers voted on that she should do if she lost a bet last year. She bet that Djokovic would not win the U.S. Open. He did, so she paid the price. So check out the link and you'll see what she had to do. The reason why I want you to see this link is because, again, if you missed the last show, Carla has put out a bet that if Novak Djokovic wins all 4 majors this year, she'll go above and beyond and do something worse than she did last year, and you all can vote on it. So check out the link that came up because she is a woman of her words, and she will definitely do something incredible or incredibly, let's just say...
whatever you guys decide.
Whatever
I mean,
you
as long
decide.
as it's not something that is out of my reach. But going back to the Djokovic match, he did mention he was very tired, and this is an exhibition match. Why would you want to play 2+ hours? I mean, the score was like 6-4, 5-7, 7-5. I don't know. I found this kind of dumb. I think Nadal lost on purpose, and that he didn't want to face Djokovic in the finals, and that's why we saw an Anderson-Djokovic final instead.
We'll see what happens with that one, Miss Carla. We'll see what happens. Anyway, be prepared for an absolute debacle on her behalf if Djokovic wins all 4. What are your thoughts? Will Djokovic win all 4? Can he? And if so,
he'll win a few, not all 4.
We can already start tossing around ideas of what she can do.
Okay.
All right, moving forward. Brisbane, Auckland, Shenzhen, Doha, and Pune, or Pune. Rajesh, clarify me on the pronunciation of Pune. Begin tonight, or U.S. time.
Yeah, the Shenzhen Open.
Interesting matches. I think Carla has some.
Shenzhen Open is starting today, and the biggest matches I saw there was Sharapova against Basinski, Sabalenka, and Ostapenko are playing. And
they play one another?
no, they're playing.
They're playing the match.
Those are the matches. And then as far as the Auckland is also going on today, biggest matches there is Bouchard versus Brengel, Puig versus Maddox Sands.
Did Puig just get a new coach? I think so.
Probably. Azarenka versus Venus, which is a great match to watch. Kenin versus Martic, and Strykova versus Townsend. And then we have Brisbane matches, important matches there. Raonic versus Badin. Dimitrov's first match. Kyrgios versus Harrison. Last year, Kyrgios beat Harrison in the finals easily, but this year they play in the first round.
Interesting draws from the draws makers. Interesting, you are correct. Kyrgios beat Harrison in the final of Brisbane last year easily. You are correct.
And they faced in the first round.
Interesting, they're playing the first round. I think that'll be a good match. Harrison has a chance.
And then Murray plays his first match against Duckworth, the Australian, and Kokonakis, I can't pronounce his name. Kokonakis plays Sanga, the veteran.
Kokonakis has beaten Federer before.
Yes, he has. He's trying to get back into form as well. And the women's matches, Kasatkina plays Karolina Pliskova, who has 2 new coaches.
I like Pliskova.
She has Renee Stubbs and Conchita Martinez now in her team.
I think Pliskova has a chance to win a major this year. What do you think? Carolina, not the sister. I think the sister's Christina.
Yes, she's like ranked number 8 now.
I love Carolina as a player.
You also have Stevens, who is coachless, against Konta. And then,
good match.
And then Kvitova versus Collins. I read an article where she says she wants to be number 1 again.
Who?
Kvitova.
Oh, Kvitova can win a major too. One of my top 5 players currently on tour.
Then we have Doha, which is a smaller tournament that starts tomorrow, and Kohlschreiber versus the veteran Berdych. You have
That's a good match. 2 veterans.
Thiem playing against Herbert.
Bear, yeah,
Herbert.
Another great match.
And Djokovic plays this, which I was surprised he's playing this one against Zumar.
Yeah, I don't mean to dwell. We want to keep time going, but if Djokovic were to lose early in this tournament, which I would hope he would, don't be surprised. He needs to rest.
And the good match there is going to be Wawrinka against Kachanov.
Ooh.
Yes.
Big match.
Big match. And Wawrinka's trying to win a slam again.
Wawrinka Kachanov first round.
Yes.
I'm gonna say Wawrinka wins this match.
I might
What are your thoughts? Wawrinka Kachanov, who wins?
And then you have Pune, which is called the Maharashtra Open. They play tomorrow. And the biggest names I saw in that tournament were Anderson, Simone, Paire, and Chung.
You know, there was a point in time in my life where I thought Simone was going to be a great top 10. I think he might have gotten it to 8 or 9 at one point.
He did.
And then he just kind of faded away. I like Simone, though. Frenchman. I like Simone. So that's it for your...
That's it. Also, I just wanted to throw in something. I did watch the Serena-Venus match. I thought Serena gave her that match. She really was not trying. Jonathan and I watched it, and it was like, geez, won't Serena usually pound those balls? She was hitting everything back into the middle for her sister.
Well, I would think that it's, sisterly love this early in the year.
And she looked much better.
And
she was better.
And let's be real with that, and we'll move forward. But here's a question: if any of you out there have watched the majority of the Serena versus Williams matches, Serena versus Venus matches as of late, maybe not early on, but as of late, don't they all seem maybe predetermined?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, moving forward, great research. Thank you very much for that. So moving forward, daily, we would do a poll question, or when we would do shows every day, we would do a poll question. And I didn't do a poll question last video, so I'm going to toss out the first poll question. And what we do here is we're going to get everyone's answers, and we're going to total them together, look at percentages, and see who is trending at the highest percentage of whatever the question is. So here's the poll question for everyone's answer. Answer these in comments below. We'll add them all up and see which players are trending in the right direction for the Australian Open. So here's the poll question. We touched on this a little bit last video. But if you had to answer this question without thinking too much, so when I ask it, if you had to jot the names down on paper, boom, 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 without thinking too much, that's how this question needs to be answered. All right, so are you ready, Carla?
Yes.
Are you guys ready? All right, so I'm going to ask this question. You put the thoughts on comments immediately. If you think too much, it doesn't have to be a deep thought. I just want a quick reaction, okay? I want 3 players on both the men's side and the women's side that you think have a chance or a shot to win the Australian Open this year. However, one of them has to be a dark horse. 2 top players and 1 dark horse on the men's side, the same on the women's side. I'm going to go ahead and tell you mine real quickly. Djokovic, the young Zverev, and the Australian de Minaur. On the women's side, Serena, Kerber, and Sabalenka.
Well, I think for the men's side, you guys know Djokovic is not my favorite, but Djokovic would be one. I go with Kachanov. And, I'm a toss-up between Wawrinka and Tsonga. And for the women, Serena, I'll go with Azarenka. And I'm sorry, Kasatkina.
Okay, good one.
Yeah.
Put yours down, and we'll add up and get some percentages and see who the majority winners are here. And let us know why you think the dark horse that you pick is who you pick. A couple things in ending. We have a new rule this year for the Australian Open, not the tiebreakers that we discussed last show and on other shows, but a extreme heat rule, which I think is great for all the players. It gets brutal in Australia this time of the year and other times of the year, but 115, 120 degrees. Sometimes it's nice as a player. I know these feelings, having played in California as a boy in the desert. I know it's important to know you have some protection. Agreed?
Agree. Great, because we'll see less retirements. So I think that's really good for them.
All right, moving forward. Andy Murray says he's still feeling a bit of hip pain. How do you guys think Andy Murray will do this year? Carla?
I don't think he'll win any slams, but I guess it's a test for him to see if he wants to stay on the tour.
Agree with Carla here. I don't think he goes too deep in any majors. If he plays 250s, 500s, right, maybe even a 1,000 that other top players don't play, he might pull through one.
It would be dumb for him to play too many tournaments, too.
As long as his body and hip holds up, he may go deep, but I don't think facing a Djokovic or Federer even, or Nadal or Kachanov or Wawrinka, I don't think he can quite dig that down in the best of 5 with that hip. Maybe so. I wish him well. Not a huge fan, but I wish him well. He's been on tour for a long time. Moving forward, Serena is looking fit. Now, Carla and I have seen Serena here recently. She is looking fit. She looks like she has dropped a lot of that baby weight.
She still has a little bit to go. I think maybe 10 more pounds. I love her outfit, and I want your shoes, Serena, if you see this video.
Yeah, she's been wanting
I love those glitter pink shoes.
Yeah, she's been trying to find a pair of Serena Williams shoes for, gee whiz, years, and we can't ever locate a pair. So if you're out there, Serena, she wears size women's 9, women's 9 in Nike. And she can never find your shoes. So anyway, Serena, much love to you. You're obviously my favorite women's player of all time. I don't care what happens on the court in terms of what people talk about.
Neither do I.
To me, you're a fighter.
She's up there with Steffi, so.
You're a fighter, and we love you. Shout out to Serena. By the way, thinking about her, how many major titles does Serena win this year?
I give her 2. She'll pass Margaret Court.
I give her 2 as well.
Yes.
All right, moving forward, we're going to end this show here, as I said before, with a health tip. That we wanted to start doing every day at the end of the show, or at least when we do shows every day. But the health tip that we're going to do today is about eating healthy, or doing, a lot of people don't eat healthy because, they want it fast and quick. They have to stop at some restaurant and they don't have time to wait, so they go to fast food, whatever. So this tip comes from me and Carla and I. And this one is called, and I made up a name for this, I just tell her I want the egg thing, but it's our protein meal, breakfast, whatever meal on the go, and it's quick, and it's healthy, and it packs a protein punch. How it works is what I do, I don't need to look at this, but what I do is I get a bowl of any shape, usually plastic, and I put something like some light olive oil around that bowl so the egg doesn't stick to it, and I break 3 or 4 eggs into that bowl, and I whip the eggs up. I'll add maybe some low-fat cheese in there, maybe some onions or green peppers, whatever. Sometimes I don't have time to cut all that stuff up, so sometimes I'll just put a little bit of cheese and maybe some onion flakes, or maybe just some cilantro out of the refrigerator. I can just grab it, rinse it off, and throw it in there and mix it all up together. And if you don't eat the yolks of the eggs, you can just do the whites. If you don't eat the cheese, don't worry about it. You can do something else, maybe a little bit of non-fat this or that if cheese is a problem. But what I do is I get that after I whip it up into one nice constant mix. I put it in the microwave, and it takes about 3 to 5 minutes, and you stir it up a little bit during that time because it does harden in certain spots. And once you get it nice and hard, you get it out of the microwave, and you turn it over. Actually, you would put the plate on the bowl, and you would turn that bowl over and pull the bowl off. And what you're left with is a dome of egg and whatever else you want to put in it. I get some salsa, and I take, of course, the top off the salsa, and then I dump that salsa onto the top of that dome. So what you end up with is a nice omelet, and I call it kind of my protein punch. Anyway, try it out. Really quick, really easy, 3 to 5 minutes, almost zero preparation whatsoever. So that's my quick note on how to get a good protein meal that lacks a bunch of unnecessary carbohydrates and really gives me the protein I need to get ready to play some tennis or work out with Carla.
Or any type of egg dish is really healthy, you know?
Exactly.
A couple eggs will go a long way.
Go a long way. So anyway, ending, thanks everyone for watching once again. We will see you tomorrow for a brief results show. All the tournaments start tomorrow. We used to do these shows for an hour or two, and we're just trying to push through them so all of you can watch, comment, and we'll talk about all the results tomorrow. So click a like below. Please subscribe to our channel. We have a goal we want to meet this year, so maybe we'll keep this going for another year to come after this one. You can follow us on Instagram or on Facebook at 5K Tennis. Also on Facebook at Justin space Carla with the C space Davis on Facebook. And you can follow us on Twitter at
5K Tennis 1.
Furthermore,
or email me at 5ktennis@mail.com.
Great. Forgot about that one. Thank you.
Yes.
Feel free, by the way, to contribute to our channel. There is a PayPal link below. We don't ask for that, but during the season, we do give away some nice stuff, or try to if there are winners. And also, the donations help out with materials, time, and a lot of other things too as well. We have 5 kids, hence the name 5K Tennis. So it helps a lot. So thank you very much for contributions if they come. We will read and answer all your comments, at least some of them tomorrow. So please bring up some comments that we can come up with a comment of the day. So we'll hope to have a comment of the day winner tomorrow, maybe a new topic. Again, tomorrow should be just a results and match discussion day. So anyway, that wraps up today's show. Take care and have a great day. And as always, Carla says,
Adios.
See you later.